Boom. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Review Nation. What's happening, people? We are back. Wow. It has been a wild goddamn football season, but we're still here, damn it. It's a JB and Benny Blue review. JB out there shining the light, baby, live and direct on the camera. Well, how you feeling, sir? What did you do for Super Bowl? We didn't even really talk about that on or off the air. What happened? What did you do?
You know what I do with Super Bowl? I was here. I think I was here. I didn't do nothing for the Super Bowl, really, man. I think I was in the house.
In the Savage.
Oh, yeah, I had some folks come over. That's what it was.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? My partner Cook, you know what I'm saying? The homie T.
Hey, shut the Cook.
You know what I'm saying? My dog Boop. You know what I'm saying? My dog Reese came through, you know what I'm saying? And his boys, so my nephews came over. And we just kind of kicked back and watched the game, you know what I'm saying? Had a couple of adult beverages, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
had a little flower power. Did a little flower power, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ate some good vegetarian food.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, on Super Bowl Sunday for you to still stick to the game plan, that takes some good willpower, sir.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
I'm just at this point I'm just used to it, man. Like,
yeah, you've been doing it for a while.
Yeah, so for me to go straight plant-based, like, it ain't really nothing. You know what I'm saying? I eat plant-based more than I eat my little pescatarianism, which, you know what I'm saying, which indulging in my little shrimp and fish every once in a while, but I do pescatarianism a whole lot more, man. A whole lot more.
Yep, there it is. Beautiful.
Oh, hey, reviewers out there, we hope y'all washing your hands and using your hand sanitizer.
Please.
This coronavirus.
It's out there.
Bullshit, man.
Shit.
It's real. It's real in these coronavirus streets.
Mm-hmm.
Watch yourself out there, man. Hey, don't be out here kissing these hoes. All right? Hoes don't be out here kissing these dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Move from herpes to corona.
All right. You know what I'm saying? Like, want to kill you and want to just make you look real bad. So, listen. Make sure you taking care of yourself out there. Wash your hands.
Yeah.
Use your hand sanitizer. Again, don't be just putting your mouth on everything and everybody.
Yeah.
Man, Ben, this world we live in is fucking crazy, man.
Stop eating ass, all right? That's what he's really saying. Stop eating ass. Man. You never know the coronavirus could be coming to the anus.
And if you eating ass, you better be making sure you washing that ass before you eat it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be just putting your mouth on anything out here in these streets now. Shit.
Oh my God. Well, look, reviewers. Clearly, as you can tell, you can get football and health and life advice from this fine podcast. This is the JB and Benny Blue review. Follow us at JB and Benny Blue. We're on all social media platforms as well as all streaming platforms. And we want to give a shout out here for those who check us out on Apple Podcasts. Shout out to our guy Brandon Francis. He says, "Love the podcast. The knowledge, enthusiasm, and topics of discussion are second to none. 5 stars." Appreciate that, Brandon. That's good. That's good looks.
My dog. That's my OG. Little we used to call him Little B. We played football together at the University of Southern Mississippi to the top.
Hey, to the top. All right.
Yeah, he's a couple years older than me, so Little B my OG. But I appreciate that, Little B, man. Hey, you my dog. Hey, I got to hit you up for a couple more of them little products too. He owns his own shop. You know what I'm saying? And he has his own nutrition line. So, Benny, we got to tap in, you know what I'm saying? Because summertime is coming.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to build muscle, you want to lose fat, you want to do whatever you want to do, you need to holler at my dog, Brandon Francis. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking up his information right now.
Well, talk to him. Talk to him because the JB, that is a great segue. As a lot of the OG reviewers know, once football season is over, we kind of clear the decks. As you know, we're gonna be heading to our bi-weekly schedule after this. We're gonna have some revamped video. We're gonna have some great guests, and we're gonna be getting more into the For the People segment to see what you reviewers want to talk about, and just some other things. Of course, we're gonna talk NFL football, but that's kind of gonna be here and there, not as much as we do obviously regular during the week, during the season. And that also includes JB, as you know, that includes sponsorship. So any new sponsors out there, especially those on the health and wellness fitness tip, definitely get at us, JB and Benny Blue Review at gmail.com. We offer great pricing. We offer, we can do social media spots, we can do mid-roll, pre-roll, you know what I mean, videos, all that stuff. All that stuff is within the packages that we offer. So definitely get at us about that, man, because we will be taking on some new sponsors now that football season is done. You know
speaking of future sponsors, Benny, again, my man Brandon Francis, you know what I'm saying? He's he's the CEO of Better Fitness, all right?
Better Fitness.
You want to holler at him, you want to check his products out, reviewers out, go to Better, Better Fitness, FITNESS.org. So just like it spells, just like it sounds, betterfitness.org. They got gear, they got nutritional supplements. Again, you want to build muscle, burn fat, whatever you want to do, my man Brandon Francis got you covered, and betterfitness.org. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I appreciate that, Lil B, my guy. You know what I'm saying?
There it is. And
my
reviewers, shout out to Brandon and listen, reviewers, that for those the OG reviewers have been rocking with us for multiple seasons now. This is how we
appreciate
get more people. Yeah, we number one, we appreciate you. Number two, that's how more people find us and subscribe. So when somebody types in football or podcasts or two jackasses talking about football and fucking eating ass, then our podcast will pop up and they'll get to subscribe. So the more reviews you get, the higher you go in the charts. That's how it works.
Yeah.
So please, 5-star rate us. We will shout you out. We love it. All that shit is JB's fucking going crazy off that.
Oh my God.
All right.
Oh, I'm just telling you the two assholes talking shit. Yes, sir. That's what we are.
Yep. Hey.
You asshole.
Damn it.
You know, we contemplated like the reviews. We contemplated making that our name in the beginning. Two assholes talking shit. As you know, that would be a great name for a podcast. Guys out there, girls out there, that want to be our future Potter family like we are.
Right.
Benny, I think we OGs in the game right now. I think we could be considered OGs now. 3 years in the game. Yep. What is this? 148 coming up? Episode 148.
This is episode 148. Yeah, man. We
are OGs in the podcast game, man. Damn. OGs in the podcast game, man. So hey, you know what? Damn.
Yep. Beautiful thing, man. A beautiful thing. And JB, like you were saying, the reviewers that have been rocking with us for a while, they know that once football season winds down, we'll get into NBA, we get into other things, different guests, different topics, all that shit. And as it turns out, football is not quite over for this time period.
What happened?
I know, it's crazy. No. We weren't. Yeah, it is, and no, reviewers, we're not talking about the now in the grave Alliance of American Football.
Rest in peace, the Alliance.
Yeah, man. I mean, you tried. That's all I'm gonna say. You tried, damn it.
You did your best.
And by the way, I'm gonna put that as bad karma on Bill Polian saying that Lamar Jackson should move to wide receiver. That's why you failed. All right, I'm putting that. That's Bill. You shouldn't have said that.
Bad about Action Jackson.
Should have said that. Right. Huh? Shouldn't have said that about the MVP. But I know reviewers, I know you're wondering out there. I know some of you guys listen to us right now say, I love listening to you guys talk about football, just like our guy Brandon and everybody that's left reviews or comments on our social media, all that shit. We love when you guys talk about the NFL. Are you guys going to talk about the XFL? Now, in fairness, we don't know if this is going to be a regular thing because it is an active season at this point. But we wanted to take some time to talk about the XFL, our thoughts, inform you about it if you don't know about it right now. So, for those, especially younger reviewers out there who don't remember, the XFL is a league that's created by one Vince No Chance in Hell McMahon, as the song goes. It is his own football league via the WWE. Now, for the younger reviewers out there who don't remember, he tried this back in the year 2000, year 2001, and the XFL was supposed to stand for Extreme Football League. I don't know if they just call it XFL and they don't say it's extreme, whatever the case may be. Back then, that shit was more along the lines of wrestling, where it's like they did a bunch of like gimmicky shit, and the actual football wasn't very good. They let the players have their own nicknames on their jerseys. Shout out to Rod Smart, aka He Hate Me Baby.
He Hate Me.
You know what I mean? And it was a interesting but ultimately kind of short-sighted way to do football. It had a lot of hype when it first started, but it started to dwindle very quickly, and they shut down the league.
But now you're just garbage. You know what I'm saying?
There it is. And for a trivia question, it was the LA team. I can't remember if they were called the LA Express or whoever they were, with Tommy Maddox at quarterback, that won the title that year. And they had like a black and red ball, all this type of shit. So it just didn't go off. And then in the last few years, Vince was talking about bringing it back. They actually did a really good 30 for 30 on the original XFL, and at the end of it, he talks about bringing it back. So now it is back. Of course, it's the second version of it. Vince is still the boss. Oliver Luck, who's Andrew Luck's dad, is the commissioner. And there are 8 teams. There's the Dallas Renegades, the DC Defenders, the Houston Roughnecks, the LA Wildcats, the New York Guardians, the St. Louis Battlehawks, Seattle Dragons, Tampa Bay Vipers, and then a team called Team 9, which is basically the practice squad that services all of those 8 teams. So if somebody gets injured or gets suspended, whatever the case is, they have someone that they can call up on the roster. Now, those are the teams. First and foremost, JB, what do you think about the teams, and have you seen any of these games or the highlights thus far after week 1 of the XFL?
Well, I mean, the teams, as far as the teams go, the city locations is pretty good because the dynamic for football and all those cities are very high. Especially big cities like, New York. DC has not had a winning football team in.
And they were hype yesterday because their defenders are looking pretty good.
Right. So we'll see. They beat the Seattle Dragons team 31-19. Seattle is always a good place for football. Those tree huggers can't get enough of it. No offense to anybody. And then, of course, LA. LA has 3 professional football teams. You know what? They probably got 4 because they got an arena team too, if I'm mistaken. There's a lot of football being played out in LA, but the LA Wildcats, who went out to the Houston, what is Houston?
The Roughnecks.
The Houston Roughnecks. That sounds about right. Shout out to the 5th Ward. They beat LA 37-17. And as we speak, the New York Sabercats, is that what that is?
The Guardians.
Wildcat?
Yeah.
That's not a Guardian? Okay. So, yeah, the New York Guardians are taking on the Tampa Bay Devil Rays? Vipers, right?
Right.
Tampa Bay Vipers.
Listen, reviewers. The names sound like arena/USFL team names. It does kind of sound like that.
The names is dumb animated. So, but yesterday, Benny, I watched a little bit of the DC game and I watched the beginning of the Houston and LA game.
Okay.
Good football. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Right. So the XFL tweeted yesterday, one word to describe your first experience or first view of the XFL, and I put solid, right? Solid is a good word for what I watched yesterday. It's good football, all right? Great placement of the teams. You got Dallas, they love football. St. Louis has been hungry for football since the Rams left them, all right? Yep. Seattle, again, always a good place. DC, we talked about that. So they did a great job placing these teams. I really think you talked about the Team 9, that the XFL is taking on the personality of the old NFL Europe, right? Since it's NFL America, right? We got the Team 9, which I really like, which is like an all-team practice squad.
Yep.
And yes, reviewers out there, all they do is practice. So I'm guessing they practice 2 or 3 days a week, maybe 4, lift. Just keep them in great shape so that when the time for the number to be called, they're ready to roll. I think they're doing a great thing, Benny. I think they really thought this one out. Again, the football was good. It was entertaining. A couple glitches, not glitches, but just a couple nuances when it comes to their league. The extra point system, you can score 1, 2, or 3 based on wherever you get the ball at. I think 3-pointers, 2-pointers, 2-pointers from the 5-yard line, 3 points from the 10, and then the 1-pointers from the half, the half line, which is between the 1 and the goal line, right?
Yep.
So, and then the kickoff is weird, but there are a lot of penalties, or there are a lot of punishments. There's a lot of punishment if you kick the ball out of bounds. The team that kicks the ball out of bounds, the opposing team, the receiving team, gets the ball on the kicking team's 45, right? So you just really screwed yourself. So kickers, get your mind right. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then the kickoff is also to the point where they line up on, I want to say, the 40, 35, 40, and then the opposing team is 10 yards away from it. Nobody can move. The kicking team can't move until the ball is caught. Right?
Right. And
weird.
You're taking me right there, because that's what we're going to go into next. Some of the big rule changes that they're trying to make it appealing. So for the kickoff, a kickoff is designed to discourage touchbacks and increase the likelihood of a return. The ball will be kicked off from the 30-yard line, but the coverage and blocking teams will line up at the receiving team's 35 and 30-yard lines, respectively. Only the kicker and returner can move until the ball is caught or 3 seconds after it hits the ground. A touchback will be spotted at the 35-yard line, and as JB said, kicks out of bounds will go to the 45-yard line. Right. Now now for extra points, there's 3 options after scoring a touchdown: a 1-point play from the 2-yard line, a 2-point play from the 3-yard line, and a 3-point play from the 10-yard line. There is no option to kick an extra point. Also, you can do 2 forward passes behind the line, provided the first does not go past the line of scrimmage. You only have to have 1 foot in bounds when you catch. Also, this one's for the hogs out there. It allows offensive linemen to be up to 2 yards downfield when a pass is thrown, with the hope of minimizing flags on run-pass option plays.
Right,
all right. And then here's a big one that a lot of people complain about with the NFL when it comes to them stripes. A total of 9 officials on the field, one of whom will be dedicated solely to spotting the ball to minimize downtime between the plays. And, oh man, they're smart. They hired Dean Blandino as their head of officiating. All right. And then they also are taking advantage of the sky judge. And they're doing things to make the game run faster. Some of the tweaks include a running game clock that won't stop after incomplete passes when players go out of bounds, except inside of 2 minutes for each half. Which is smart. Additionally, there will be a 10-minute halftime, 2 timeouts per team per half, and no coin toss. The home team will always make the choice to kick, receive, or defer to start the game. The visitors will have that choice in overtime. So, those are some of the key changes. Have you kind of, even from what you've already seen, have you kind of noticed that how those rules are working, or maybe could be tweaked a little bit to help the quality of the game from what you've seen?
I'm a fan of everything they're doing right now. Like I said, I got to watch a little bit of it yesterday. I love the extra point system. That's the greatest.
That's really dope.
That's phenomenal. I love that. I love the fact that there weren't a lot of flags called. Like I said, I watched probably the third quarter of the first game, and then like the first 20 or the first 10 minutes or so of the second game. And not a lot of flags thrown. Again, it's good football, people. Some of the things that Benny just read off, you don't even understand or realize or notice, especially that clock shit. You don't even realize what's going on. As far as the 2 yards down the field for the old lineman, that's great, right? Because a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, you don't really know what's going on behind you, but you're not trying to go downfield and block nobody. You're just kind of rolling through the play. The next thing you know, you don't want it too far downfield. So, no, great rules, great things that are keeping it moving. And, you know, that's what people want to see. They want to see action. They want to see constant roll, go. So it's like all those breaks in between games in the NFL, I'm not saying that they're making lower quality on me because of the NFL and people going to sit there and watch it no matter what the hell's going on. It's just that it does speed the game up. And I guess, you know, if you look at the clock, you really notice. But everything flowed real smooth. It was entertaining. Fun to watch, and that's a big part of it, because when it all boils down to it, this is entertainment. This is entertainment business, which is why Vince McMahon can own a league. You know what I'm saying? Because he's ran one of the most successful entertainment businesses in the world for a long time. That's why he's a billionaire. So,
right.
Man, you know, I think they're doing good things, man, and I love the fact that they play in the spring. So even though the NFL doesn't have their hands in the XFL, they have they're still Big Brother. Right. They're still Big Brother. And the XFL is doing a great job of respecting Big Brother and saying, okay, we're going to play this season and we're going to play what we talked about. It was 12 weeks, right? And it rolls right towards mid to end of April, which again is kind of is catering to the football guys.
Yep.
Because the draft will be right there and then mini camps will start for the NFL teams.
Yep.
Benny, you brought up an interesting point in that production meeting about some things that you think that the XFL should begin to implement, as far as like younger players that are in JUCO, players that want to come out of JUCO, and so on and so forth. So yeah, break it down to the people about what we spoke about.
Yeah, so in our patent production meeting, as JB so eloquently put, we were discussing what we think are some of the keys to success, if you will, for the XFL. Because reviewers, as you know, they were rocking with us last season. We tried to get behind and support the AAF, but we saw them stepping on their dick and shooting themselves in the foot and all this crazy shit, losing all this money like a goddamn shitty startup. And they just did not do it right. They just kind of did a little bit too much too soon and didn't really have it organized, particularly from a financial level. But a couple things that I was thinking about, and certainly JB will come in with his own, no doubt, is that number one, we were talking about, as JB mentioned with the JUCO, there are a lot of Division I talented players that, quite simply, let's just be honest, and this is really kind of a rule of thumb for everyday people. Folks, college is not for everybody. It's not. And if you're highly talented at a particular skill and you can turn that into a commodity, you should be able to get paid for it, especially if you put in the work and you come in from a good place. So for a lot of kids out there who are, 4 or 5 star recruits, get the big, full ride to, Bama, Ohio State, Oregon, whatever, for whatever reason they trick it off. Grades, they get kicked out of school for some BS or whatever the case is. A lot of times they're gonna be on Last Chance U. They're gonna be at fucking goddamn East Mississippi. Ding! They're gonna go down there. They're gonna go to Blinn College. They're gonna go to Independence Community College, and that's what they have to do. And the only reason why they're doing it, the only reason why they're doing it is because they're trying to get back in the good graces of the old NC2A and get back to get another good, probably not as good as they had, but good scholarship. Right. The alternative, hopefully, is these kids being able to have the option to go to the XFL. Now, how it works from them going straight out of high school, I don't know that I'm necessarily rooting for that, but I'm more so looking at kids who either have to go to JUCO or just are in the transfer portal constantly, or kids that are in the college system that know that they're not there to be a part of that whole thing where they say, as JB said in our patent production meeting, amateurism. We're giving you a scholarship in exchange for your football services. Well, if they don't want that trade-off, then they should now have the option for the XFL. The other thing is, JB mentioned, I'll let him speak on this, in terms of the NFL Europe style development that the XFL can offer. Players should have the option, especially players that go the JUCO route, should be able to play in the XFL for 2-3 years, develop so they become a better quality player for the NFL and ultimately have a longer, more sustainable career in the NFL as well. So many guys with a lot of talent are burnt out by 2, 3, 4 years in the league because they're not being properly developed or given enough of a chance or just in the right situation, period. If you're able to show out and develop your skills in the XFL, albeit it's slightly different rules, I think that's ultimately going to create a better player and ultimately a better product on the field. And finally, what I would say is XFL, whatever you do, and as JB said, Vince is smart. He's a goddamn billionaire for a reason. Don't expand too fast. Take it step by step. Pack out these soccer stadiums, these 20,000 soccer stadiums. Have 8 teams. And especially in the cities like JB said, like DC or St. Louis, where it's like they've either lost their team or their team is trash. I mean, let's be honest. I would love to have an XFL team in Michigan because as much as I love my kiddies, I would love to have a badass XFL team in Michigan. That would be great. Or just like like in the desert, just another good alternative. Because to me, JB, watching that DC game especially, it almost kind of had like a Premier League vibe. Like people were fucking going, they were rowdy as shit. They were loving it. Right. I like that part of it because honestly, with the rule changes, it almost kind of has a rugby vibe to it in terms of the energy of it. So that's my 2 cents in terms of the tips for success. But what do you think to see the XFL rise and thrive?
I think they need to continue to be what they are, and they should look at the format of the NFL Europe. As I spoke about earlier with NFL Europe, they should follow that format to a T. You had guys that played in NFL Europe for years. It wasn't a supplemental league for the NFL. It was its own league. So unlike the Alliance Football League that were like, okay, well, you can only play for so many years, you know what I'm saying? Nah, this is the actual league. The Alliance made the mistakes that they made, but the XFL is an actual league where cats can come and they can play and they can have a 9-10 year career, right? They're in it for the long haul. They're not here to rival the NFL. They're basically here to mirror the NFL. So XFL players, of course, are going to have the opportunity because it plays in the spring. There's going to be a number of XFL players that putting good tape out that are going to get an opportunity to play in the NFL, the big leagues. So just be what you are, XFL. And don't get too crazy with the money either, because this is not the NFL. I mean, this is just from a business standpoint. I know everybody they should pay the players. What? We just gave you an opportunity to do something that you love to do again. Yeah. Right? So, we're going to pay you. But again, NFL, Europe, scale business plan because the NFL year was very successful, right? And not because of the NFL. They didn't pay these guys a shitload of money, right? They didn't pay them a shitload of money, but they paid them. And these guys are playing football to do what they love to do, right? So continue to do the things that you're doing, but I would tell them if they haven't already, man, really just take a look at the NFL Europe and how they did things and the way that they were successful. And the one thing Benny says I like is keep it in these little bitty stadiums, right? Keep it in these smaller stadiums, please. Don't try to overstep your boundaries. Keep everything light. Build that hunger up. Build that camaraderie up, and not camaraderie. Build that fandom up. Yeah. Build it up. You know, make people happy. You know what I'm saying? To be with the Houston Roughnecks, like you know what? Hey, the Texans, you know, that's the squad. But man, Roughnecks season start gonna be in there too. You know, make people get excited about their team. I like what they're doing. Like I said yesterday, I watched good football. Today we get through recording. I'm going to watch it, you know what I'm saying? Yep. We'll see, you know what I'm saying? But it's going to be good football. Dallas and St. Louis play at 3 p.m. West Coast time, well, Arizona time, I should say. Yep. 2 p.m. over there on the West Coast, and what the fuck is it? 5 on the East, 4 on the East? Yeah. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, bro. I mean, when it comes down to it, that was from the first version to this version of the XFL. The biggest reason why the original XFL failed, number one, they were trying to do. I believe the original XFL was in the fall, which that right off the bat was a bad mistake having it in the fall. But the bigger mistake is that, and JB just said it, it's quality of football. If you're watching these guys and then they appear as, oh, you see Cardale Jones and fucking Aaron Murray, it's like, oh, these are dudes who can't hack in the NFL. But then you watch them go play in these games and ball out, that makes you invest into it as a real league because it's real. The talent is there. For that league, the talent is there. So it's good quality games. Like the first XFL and even with the AAF, they didn't give the guys enough time to really develop, become teams, learn the playbook, in addition to the financial part. Because, I mean, think about it. Like, even the highest paid guys, some of the, quarterbacks, receivers, some of the position guys, I believe the highest salaries are, like, decent 6 figures. Whereas on the low end, I want to say it's like 50, 60 grand. But at the same time, in the past, if your alternative was, fuck, I'm trying to get into the NFL, or I got to go try to play Canadian or even Arena, shit, if you get offered 60, 75 grand for a season to play and have an even better chance at getting into the NFL and still play professional football, and also too, JB, they have incentive-based contracts. So the more you win, the more you get paid. So
the more stats you put up, so that they got that from the Arena League. That's the doing Arena League, which I think is great.
Yep, exactly. So like if you're a 25-year-old that's on the fringe trying to get in the NFL, shit, why wouldn't you want to get paid 75 grand base plus bonuses to play professional and play on ESPN and Fox and with the potential to get back in the NFL because now you have real meaningful tape, not a tryout because your agent called in a favor. You know what I mean?
And Benny, let's think about this. And here's just something to think about. Food for thought. This league started this week, right? So we're looking at the 4th was the first game, right? Since it's February 4th through that's week 1, February 4th through 10th. So no, the first game was yesterday. The first game was yesterday, was the 8th. Yeah. This is February the 8th. They'll be done with their season by April, right? End of April, beginning of May. So let's say these guys are not, again, this is a real league, reviewers. This ain't no, you know what I'm saying, this ain't no 2 and out like the Lions trying to do, not trying to be supplemental to the NFL. This is a league. So these men, this is their profession. I am an XFL football player, just like people say I am an AFL football player. You have guys who play in Real League for 15 years. So here's what I'm getting at. February to April, May beginning, if you will. Once they're done with that, you mean to tell me these cats can't hold down coaching jobs, whatever kind of job, internships, all these things. These guys can really push forward to what they want to do outside the XFL. But it's a great opportunity to earn revenue year by year. And like Benny said, incentive-based. And of course, you know what I'm saying, there's going to be contracts given because, man, this guy's great for this league. We're going to give him a 3 or 4 year contract, give him a little signing bonus, put him on a salary, whoop. They're going to grow, they're going to do great things, but I like the fact that these guys in their offseason, because their offseason is way longer than the NFL offseason, are going to have the opportunity to step into some other roles, you know what I'm saying, as far as real life goes. So good for them, man. Good football again. And I think they got a great game plan. Like you said, they came here before, realized what they did was bogus and bump, and it was. And old Vince McMahon went back to the drawing board and really put it together with some very smart people. And they got a good product, man. They really do.
Yep. There you go. So we're definitely going to keep our eye on it. Like we said at the top of the segment, not sure if it's going to be something that we just necessarily, keep up with regularly, but we'll definitely support it, keep our eye on it. And JB, I'm putting this out there right now because this is a brand new league. I'm normally, you know how I rock. Obviously, it's different. It's different for you because you playing at a professional level, so you rock with the Birdgang because those are your guys. Right. And obviously, my teams are more kind of based on where I'm from. I kind of support some of the LA teams, Dodgers, Clippers. This go around, fuck that. I'm being total bandwagon. I'm picking a team. I'm not just going to LA just because. I'm picking a team.
Yeah.
I'm picking the team. The first time in my life, I'm picking the team that I want. You know what I mean? If I earned that. If I gotta suffer with the kiddies, then damn it, I'm picking my own XFL team. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's looking like I like the Dallas Renegades. I like their logo, I like their colors, and it'd be the one thing from Dallas I can tolerate. So
right, exactly.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Okay,
I'm open. I'm open for fandom.
I want you know what I'm saying. I like you know what I'm saying. Houston teams. I like Houston squad. You know what I'm saying. They're scrappy. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, they're scrappy. I like their nickname, the Roughnecks. So I'm gonna roll with the Houston Roughnecks, Benny. You know what I'm saying. You roll with Dallas. I'm picking the Houston with two Texas teams. All right. So I got the Houston Roughnecks. You got the Dallas Renegades, man. Hey, it's on.
Right. There you go. So we'll definitely keep our eye on it.
We're showing love,
reviewers. Yeah, keep showing love. When we come back, the time has come. The votes have been tallied. The points have been added. All that shit.
I fucking lost.
Let me tell you something. It was a hotly contested contest.
Yep.
And we're gonna get into that in detail now and break down Super Bowl 54. All that when we come back. This is the JB and Benny Blue Review podcast. We'll be right back, bitches.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reviewers, what's up? Appreciate you joining us today on another fine episode of this fantastic, well-produced.
Welcome back.
You know what I'm saying? Podcast.
Welcome back.
The Dillies are on deck for the Bizzle in the desert. Yes. That's right.
Gotta love it.
That's right. Reviewers, the NFL season is over, and it has been quite the journey. Now, before we get into our Savage Picks recap, winner, all that stuff, we got to break down the final game of the season. Super Bowl 54.
Yeah.
The Chiefs beat the Niners. We both picked correctly. We both picked the Chiefs. The Chiefs ended up scoring 21 unanswered points in the fourth quarter with some great play by Mahomes down the stretch. Now, JB, I'm gonna pose this to you right off the bat, and I feel like your answer to this is similar to kind of what you said about Eli Manning getting into the Hall of Fame, which I get. I personally do not believe that Patrick Mahomes should have been the MVP of this game. I think he proved that he's the best quarterback in the league, but I'm not going to count him playing well for the last 6 minutes of the game when he played like mediocre to garbage for the majority of it as him being the MVP. Right. I think it should have been either Damian Williams or possibly Chris Jones. But what did you think when you saw that he got the MVP? Do you think he should have got besides the reasons why, do you think he should have got the MVP?
Well, Benny, here we go. You have to understand that the MVP trophy is going to go to a quarterback first, no matter what.
Well, right. No, that's why I said the Eli Manning thing, because I knew you were going to say.
Right, exactly. Plus, Patrick Mahomes is the face of the NFL right now. So it was going to go to him if they won come hell or high water. Right. Now, he just happened to have a boo-boo game, right? But I think that Mr. Williams should have got it because he was just everywhere at all times, doing everything he was supposed to do and doing it the right way. Yeah, 2 touchdowns. He had the late run. The bases sealed the deal. And so, yeah, I think Mr. Williams should have got that one, buddy. But, just review it so that you know how it goes. Yeah, that's basically, what we looking at. 'Cause a lot of people y'all probably feel the same way. Yeah, man, Mahomes should have got that. Hey, you know what? We agree with you totally. But just so you know, here's a quarterback-driven league, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I think we both agree. I think based on the production, I will give it to Damian Williams. Like you said, base of the league, giving it to a quarterback. Of course, they're going to find a way. Unless he just played ridiculously awful, where they couldn't even justify it at that point.
Right.
They're going to give it to Patrick Mahomes. Now, honestly, Darrell, watching the game, I mean, first of all, very entertaining game, much better than last year's Super Bowl. I think we can both agree on that. I really thought the Niners executed their game plan very well. I liked some of the sets they were running. I thought they got a lot of guys active, and they were really controlling the tempo of the game for 3.5 quarters. I think the Chiefs just got hot late, utilized their talent and playmakers, and made some shit happen. But another theory I'm throwing at you that I had discussions with some other people offline. I gotta tell you, man, Kyle Shanahan, he loves. Here's why you shouldn't let Kyle Shanahan drive your car when you're in a rush, because he'll let off the gas. God damn it, he will let off the gas. He did it again. Am I crazy? Or did he do it again?
Well, here's the thing, Benny. I spoke about this yesterday on the Easy Sports Talk Show. Homies Javon and Ed on KSRN. Shout out to Money Making Mitch, Big Earl, all the homies. All right, but here's the thing. Shanahan, let's say, hypothetically speaking, everybody's like, well, Shanahan let off the gas. Shanahan is not diverse enough offensively to beat an Andy Reid. He's just not, right? When all you have to depend on is stretch zone, and once that gets shut down, now you're like, okay, let's run dive, what they was killing, right, between the tackles. Play action, which means that he's faking the run for you football dummies out there, teasing the linebackers to come up, which they do every time because they run the ball fairly well, and then the DBs are in a zone. So he has to throw the ball to one person, basically about 15 yards, Benny, and he's getting paid gazillions of dollars to do that. But here's the thing. He don't drop back and throw the ball enough.
Right, and he missed that big throw that he should have hit.
He missed the big throw that he should have hit, but see, he's not it's 3rd and 8. Okay, cool. We got Jimmy G, so we straight. No, that's not what Shanahan thinks, and that's not what Shanahan knows.
Right.
So, what he tried to do was he tried to give him short intermediates, screens, and so on and so forth late in the game so that Jimmy G wouldn't blow it. I've been calling for a 2-turnover Jimmy G game in the playoffs all year and didn't get it. Kyle Shanahan, he kept me from getting it again because Jimmy G wasn't throwing the ball down the football field because Kansas City made the best adjustments. And when it all boils down to it, Benny, Kansas City won the 4th quarter, they won the game. Period. They won the 4th quarter, they won the game. And it's back to the diverse aspect of offense. Kansas City made adjustments when San Francisco stayed stubborn and was like, fuck that. We San Francisco, this was got us here. Our D-line is fast and they're physical and they really didn't do shit in the second half. And then our defensive backs are smart and they play the zone and Richard Sherman. So you ain't gonna get off your high horse? You ain't gonna get off? Okay, cool. Guess what? You didn't win the Super Bowl either, right? Because between Saleh and Shanahan, they didn't make the best adjustments. They didn't put the best work in when it came to making adjustments. And that's why they lost. They lost the 4th quarter because Kansas City went in there and was like, yo, they doing this and they doing that. They're not going to stop it.
Right.
So are we going to stop it? Defensively, they're gonna rush straight zone. Y'all were doing a great job. Y'all gonna keep stopping it? Offensively, shooting ourselves in the foot a little bit, right?
Yep.
Even though Kansas City ran the ball fairly well the whole game. Like we ain't nobody even talk about that for this great expensive D-line that San Francisco got. Kansas City ran the ball very well the whole game.
Yep.
Not just like getting 2 or 3, they getting 6, 7.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Getting 5 on first down. They ran the ball efficiently the whole game.
Yeah. Which kept them in the game. Let's be real. Let's be real. Because first half, a touchdown, couple picks. They kept them in the game. Kept them close.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt. So all that's there. Bottom line, great job, Andy Reid. Congratulations. All right, you know that man has a special place in my heart. He drafted me, even though he cut me too. But hey, you know what I'm saying? That was my fault. But shout out to Kansas City and just the work that they put in and the game plan that them coaches put together. Shout out to Greg Lewis. He's my guy. He came in with me in 2003. class of 03, Greg Lewis is the receiver coach of Kansas City. Got him a ring, you know what I'm saying? And, man, between him and Spagnola, you know what I'm saying, just all these cats that was there, the receiver coach, not the receiver coach, the old receiver coach that used to be there with Andy, he's on another team now. I'm thinking about the DB coach. It's a younger dude. He was a younger dude in Philly when I was there. Now, of course, he's an older cat. Shout out to Andy Reid for putting it out there, man, for them cats to be able to work for him that played for him. That's super dope, man. Got him a ring now. Congratulations, man. You're top of the crop, Andy, like you wasn't before, but it solidifies your greatness, buddy.
Yep, big Greg got a ring. I mean, yeah, man. I mean, I think personally, I think he was already pretty much in there, but I think he sealed the deal for the Hall of Fame with that one.
Oh yeah, this did
the ring.
Yeah, this did it.
Yep,
this did it, buddy. This did it, man.
Got himself in there. You know, a couple questionable calls. Of course, the big one people were bitching about was the George Kittle push off that was called the other way when Randolph did it in the Vikings Saints game. Also, the razor thin decision with Damian Williams along the right pylon in terms of that touchdown. But other than that, I mean, I thought there weren't really any other big moments where the zebras got in the way of the game. And yeah, I mean, it's just like you said, it was more so Shanahan not. I mean, you got to stay aggressive, bro. You can't let these guys find a way to get back into it, because eventually Mahomes is going to figure it out. Eventually he was going to make a play.
Again, like I said, that's kind of a slippery slope, because in Shanahan staying aggressive, knowing that they figured him out, Jimmy G was going to turn that ball over again. So,
that's true. I mean, from a passing aspect, yes. From a passing aspect, yes.
But you couldn't run the ball like that, because Kansas City was they figured that out too. So Shanahan just got out coached. Like, he didn't take his foot off no gas.
Right.
He got out coached.
Right.
And he knew he was out coached, and there was nothing that he could do. He ran out of tricks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the Sean McVay aspect. He ran out of tricks, right?
Yeah.
So now here's the question, Benny. I pose it for you. I just said Sean McVay. All right, the Rams went to the Super Bowl year before, right? Mm-hmm. Sean McVay's offense was so prolific, you couldn't get him off the field without scoring a touchdown. Right. 3 points at least.
Right.
Well, Shanahan just has success with these cats. So what they gonna be next year? What you think they're gonna do next year, man?
Bigger. To me, it's similar, but it's not quite the same. Here's why: because the Rams have a lot more trouble in terms of their roster, particularly where they're spending their money. So they're a lot more fucked than the Niners are, and also too, I think a lot more of it hinges on, to me, what's going to happen with Jimmy G as opposed to what they're doing with Goff. The bigger issue with the Rams is that now they got to make the decision before the new league year with your man Gurley to find out if they're going to pay him all that money, if they're going to give him the $5 million roster bonus, which they're going to ask him. They're going to ask him to restructure, or they're probably going to have to cut him. Unfortunately.
I was going to say he won't be a Ram next year.
Yeah, so like they really built that offense around them. The trick is, like you mentioned, with him getting out coached, if he was able to really open up the game with Kittle particularly getting loose, I think they would have done enough to save themselves. Because as you mentioned, they were getting shut down in certain aspects. But Jimmy G wasn't hitting the throws. He wasn't hitting that.
Here's the thing, Benny. You know what Spagnola said? 85 ain't gonna beat us.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't really doing a lot this whole game.
So
yeah,
and it's only 3 people that Jimmy G throws the ball to. Just be real.
Yep.
Debo Samuels, Kittles, and 44.
Yeah.
Right.
And 40. And listen, Juszczyk was getting loose. Juszczyk was actually making plays.
Yeah.
But Debo and George didn't really do shit. You know what I mean?
So there's the order of operations right there. We're not gonna let 85 beat us. We're not gonna let 10 beat us. 44. Hey, you win some, you lose some. But my thing was like with the and of course you can't account for everything in the game. You know, they're gonna have some surprises for you. But my thing is, one thing I figured out 2 weeks ago is every time 44 move, he get the ball.
Right.
Every time he go in a short motion, zip motion, any kind of motion. And my homeboy, Matt Ware, shout out to Matt Ware, who's a defensive player, said the same thing. I said every time 44 move the ball, I said every time he move, he get the ball. All right? Every time he move, he get the ball. So anytime he go in some kind of zip short motion, he gonna get that ball. The ball, he is the first read.
Yeah.
I said, shit, they can't figure that shit out. That's the only reason why San Francisco just doing what they're doing to him right now. Right. Because every time they did a big play, 44 got the ball.
Yep. Exactly.
Hey. Exactly. So again, Shanahan ran out of tricks.
Yeah, he definitely got out. He definitely got out coached, especially at the end. He definitely got out because 21 unanswered You at that point.
When you're based off it, and it's not that genius. I'm sorry, everybody likes to crown people. That's our society's problem.
They just had the players to run it well. Normally,
right? So they had the players running well, indeed. But when your only plays that you run are stretch zone, screens, slants, and play action, and over the middle, you're not gonna beat. I mean, they were lucky. Honestly, their defensive line kept them in like the whole playoffs. Yeah, that defensive line did phenomenal things to keep them right. It made them honest because those 4 plays, and you can only run them a certain amount of ways, a certain amount of sets before defense is like, man, look. Every time this fool line up here, every time such and such do this, every time 85 is here, he goes, like, when Kansas City had 2 weeks, Spagnuolo had 2 weeks. He was like, listen, every time they do this, 85 and try to get a little slip screen, fuck that, we man it up. So when we see him over there, man up, and you get in the backfield. So they had 2 weeks to figure it out. Shanahan got out coached, Salah got out coached. Shout out to Denny, not Denny, that's Denny Green. Shout out to Andy Reid.
Yep.
For getting that goddamn that silverware. You know what I'm saying? For getting them jewelries. All right, and look, it is what it is.
Yep. Well, Mr. Bridges, as the reviewers know, week in and week out, you prove why you should be a coach on an NFL roster, no doubt, because you understand what's happening and what to anticipate and how players can play at their best. However, we will find out if it has transferred over to you picking the winning teams. Without further ado, this is the time has come for the ultimate vacation. Will it be to Vegas or will it be for Miami? This is the 2019-2020 NFL season Savage Picks recap. Cue that music. Wow, that's right. They've all been tallied up, and let's go over some of the ground rules. First and foremost, for counting wins and losses. We had a couple bye weeks, and to put an extra little wrinkle in this, for our Pacific home buyers, bet the house bet of the week. That was either you won 2 or you lost 2 if you picked wrong. So we added that in there as well. I added all these up, and you know what I'm saying, made a list, checking it twice like Santa Claus, and I double-checked everything, and I basically broke down everything by the week. Now, the longest winning streak during the season was for Mr. Bridges. JB, you won 3 weeks in a row. You got weeks 5, 6, and 7 right in the middle of the season. You also had the best week. You had a 14-3 record in week 16. My best week was the championship week, and I went 2-0. I got both of those right in those weeks. All right. So, without further ado, we're gonna break it down week by week and reveal the final total. Week 1, the Man Blue got it. Week 2, I got it. Week 3, JB was the winner. Week 4, I got it. Week 5, JB got it. Week 6, JB won. Week 7, JB won. Week 8, I got it. Week 9, we tied. Week 10, JB. Week 11, we tied. Week 12, we actually had a bye, if you remember, our patented bye week. Week 13, I got it. Week 14, I got it. Week 15, JB got it. Week 16, JB got it. Week 17 was a tie. Then going into playoffs, if you remember, due to circumstances beyond our control, wild card weekend was a bye. In the divisional round, I got it. In the championship round, I got it. And the Super Bowl was a tie, and we both picked the Chiefs. And remember, there's only one tie during the season. It was our beloved Kitties and the Cards. Week 1 was the only actual tie during the season. So, without further ado, the drum roll for the final records of all the weeks of football. Your man, the Great Blue Dini, with 8. JB with 7 and 3 ties. Oh, the winner in the rubber match is yours truly. And we're going to Miami, bitches. Woo!
Hey, we in Miami, Trick.
Bienvenido.
Look, it's a win-win. Look, it's a win-win. Trust me when I say, I'm not a man of foolish pride, all right? I lost, you know what I'm saying, because I didn't make the picks that my guy made. But we still going to Miami.
Right. First and foremost, I want to thank my instincts, all right? I want to thank my instincts for not going by what some of these talking heads were saying. I want to send a big fuck you to the Atlanta Falcons and the Cleveland Browns for having us pick wrong so many weeks in a row. The Black Cats were also jankified as well. And shout out to the Dolphins when winning when we thought they were going to lose and losing when we thought they were going to win. It was crazy, and just adding up all these picks again. I was like, man, this is closer than I thought. But it's only right that we're this competitive with the picks, and it was fun, man. Of course, more to come. Looking forward to the trip. Never personally been to Miami thus far, believe it or not. Vegas plenty of times, so that will be entertaining, man. So shout out to the reviewers who've been rocking with us for the entire season. We love you and appreciate it. JB, before we go, I know that you've been kind of in and out on Power, but tonight, as we record, is the series finale of the show. I want you to give me a prediction on what you think. What do you think is going to happen? What is the final chapter of the story? What do you think?
Well, I've seen like 8 different endings, alternate endings. You know what? Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? At this point, I'm so burnt out on Power, bro. I've been with Power for all 6 seasons.
Yeah,
I'll rock with them.
I'm ready for it to end too. I'm not gonna lie, but this is the last episode.
I'll rock with them. Last episode, you know what I'm saying? I think that honestly, it's so buck wild. You know what I'm saying? I think Tariq shot his father, right?
In theory.
And yeah, I think Tariq shot him, and then of course that you have to realize that there is a show coming on that's going to be the heir apparent to Power, or the sister series to Power, if you will. And who better for them to base the show around than this little young shorty want to be a thug, aka Ghost number 2, young Tariq. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if I gotta go out, let me say it. I'm gonna say Tariq shot him. I'm gonna say Tasha found him. I'm gonna say she saw him. She made him get out of there so he wouldn't have to take the rap.
Yep.
The last episode I saw, Tommy found Ghost. Was all shocked, shook up, and then he saw somebody and he pointed a gun at him. And Ghost told him before he died not to do it.
Yep.
All right. So that's my theory. I ain't even watched like the last. I don't think I watched the last. No, just last episode. I don't think I watched. No, I ain't watched the last 2 episodes.
Okay, so you got to catch up a little bit, but it's still within the same storyline, so you know kind of the gist of what's happening. Yeah.
So I haven't watched the last 2 episodes, and then of course tonight I probably won't watch tonight's episode either. All right. So I'm just telling you what's happening. What I think is going to happen. Well, next time we come on, or I'll hop on social media and let you reviewers know if I was right or wrong.
There you go.
We'll go from there. We'll go from there, man.
All right, it's a beautiful thing. Hey, I want to thank you for being such a fierce competitor and good sport in another edition of Savage Picks. I know it's not easy to lose. You know what I mean? But you know,
look,
we're gonna have fun in Miami though. It's gonna be fun.
Right, a loss ain't a loss. It's a lesson. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
that's how we look at it. That's how we look at it. You know?
There it is. All right, reviewers, we love you. That's it. We are now on our bi-weekly schedule. We'll catch you in a couple weeks. Make sure to follow us at JB and Benny Blue. JB will be killing it on social media. You know it. More guests coming. The video, we're taking things to another level now that we're past this next football season. All that good shit.
Right.
JB and BennyBlueReview.com for all past episodes. We're on all streaming platforms. 5-star rate us on Apple Podcasts, please. And pow. And that's it. Until next time, reviewers, we love you. And we out.
Peace.